Om Shanti. It's wonderful to meet again through this online class, even though we can't meet in person, but we can meet through online classes like this. So it's a great pleasure to be with you. The topic I've chosen today is divinity. What is divinity? Why is it important? How is it relevant in our lives? How can we become divine beings? A few thoughts on this topic is what I will share with you. So Baba says in the Murli, your worthy worship form will be worshipped according to your purity. Your worthy of worship form will be worshipped according to your purity. This means that in every temple and every prayer place, whatever religion, somebody is praying to some idol, some deity, some being. But the way they pray, the way they give respect, the way they look up for mercy and blessings, the way their needs are fulfilled will be according to the purity of the image that they are worshipping. So more pure means the rituals are better. Those worshippers also get blessed. And so there is a feeling of fulfillment. So in India, when we see some of the bigger temples like Lakshmi Narayan or Shiva temples, Krishna temples, some to the deities like Durga, these are all very special deities. And so they are worshipped every day. Every day, and maybe many times in a day. Why? They are very, very special and very pure. So they are worshipped daily according to the system, and many, many followers come, and those temples are always overflowing with those who are worshipping, the bhagats. There are some temples that only open in the evening. Some temples, they open only in the morning. Some temples open on certain days, like the full moon day or a celebration day. So we see that even the form of worship to the idols are very different, very varied, different. Why? Baba says, your worthy of worship form will be worshipped according to your purity. So purity is very, very important. I feel that purity is also divine. When we talk of purity, we talk of purity of the heart, transparency, lightness, openness, no locks inside, no blocks inside, pure, just shining through from inside to outside, purity. And this purity can be seen in words, it can be seen through thoughts, through the face, through the eyes, the voice, and then the actions. The one who is pure, he also or she also lives in a pure space. So when you go to Daddy's rooms, all the Daddy's rooms, you feel some freshness there, some purity there. Why? Those Daddies, they are emitting this positive, pure vibrations. And those vibrations are in the air. Also in some centers when we go, you can feel the purity of the center. You can also feel the purity of the food that is served. You can feel the purity of the persons you're dealing with. Sometimes you feel just nice to be with them because you feel openness there. You feel there is no blockage. The communication is like natural, free, loving. So purity plays a very, very important role in our daily life as yogis. We are yogis, and it has a very important role in our life. And how do we show this purity? It's through the divine feelings, the divine words, the divine acts, the divine interaction that we show through our character, through our daily chores, through our service, and through our interaction with people. So purity, divinity, they are very, very related. Now, I have some thoughts which I thought I will share with you on divinity. You see, in every center, there are centervasis, every center. Some centervasis have a lot to do. Some centervasis have less to do. Whatever is the case, those who have a lot of chores to do, normally what they do, the moment they get up for Amrit Vela and they finish the Amrit Vela, so they will be on duty, doing the work that they have to do, doing the jobs that they have to do. Some will be like reading the Murli, some cooking, some washing, some other service. So they are already in action mode after the Amrit Vela time is over. And then there is this Murli. So they stop their action mode for a while and listen to the Murli. And after the Murli, they get into action mode again because there is a lot to do. So this kind of action mode and then absorption mode during Murli and then action mode during an activity. So we keep on shifting our awareness. So is this right or wrong? Is this good or bad? There is no such thing as right and wrong and good and bad. It's just the way we go about doing things. But I have some observations which I thought will be nice to share. Let's say there's a centervasi. She has about 10 things to do in a day. So after her Amrit Vela and her Murli reading, she has to start with the cooking. So she starts to cook. So there are 9 other jobs waiting for her after the cooking is done. But what she does is she takes her time to cook. Why? Because she is cooking for Baba, not for BKs, not for centervasis. She is cooking for Baba. So what she does is she goes to the fridge or she sees the vegetables that are to be used for that day. She looks at all of those things and she's going to cook Brahma Bhojan for Baba and say 2 or 3 other centervasis. So it's not much cooking. It's not like a cooking for the whole family on a Sunday. A little cooking for the center nivasis, plus, of course, Baba. So what she does is she selects the vegetables She cleans the vegetables. She cuts the vegetables very slowly. Slowly, no hurry. Because as she chooses the vegetables, as she cleans the vegetables, as she cuts the vegetables, she is in a yogic stage. She is in a yoga mood. Her awareness is cooking for Baba. So she doesn't want any help from any other bhikhi, because if there's another bhikhi helping her, there's a tendency to talk. There's a tendency for the yoga, the awareness to be cut. There's a tendency to shift your attention to the other person. So as she is washing, she is cutting, she does it alone because she is cooking for Baba. Then when the vegetables are cut, then she sees what are the ingredients to go with it. Is it ginger? Is it chili? Is it tomato? Is it curry leaves? Then she prepares all of that. And if it has to be ground, if it has to be pounded, she does all of that. So the vegetables are cut. The ingredients for that are ready. The salt is nearby. Then the turmeric is nearby. The oil is nearby. The kitchen is clean. And then with a little Om Shanti, she starts the fire. And then she cooks. For how long does she cook? Maybe she makes one curry, wet curry, and a sabji and a vegetable fried. She takes 3 hours. One wet vegetable and one dry fry. 3 hours. From the time she picks the vegetables, cleans the vegetables, cuts the vegetables, gets the ingredients ready, starts the fire, starts cooking slowly. So she is putting all her love, all her attention, all her awareness on the cooking. So this food that she has prepared in a time space of 3 hours, very simple: rice, a wet curry, a dry sabji. 3 hours. She does it and she offers to Baba. So Baba will be very pleased because there is a lot of yoga power, a lot of attention, a lot of love, a lot of attention has been poured into the food because it is cooked for Baba. And that food is really, really prasad. This is one scenario. Let's come to another scenario. Another Centervasi also has 10 chores to do. And then she says, wow, I have 10 chores. I've already read the Murli. Now I have to cook. After cooking, I have to do this, this, this. And then she starts getting the vegetables ready and she gets someone to say, okay, wash it, you cut it, you pound this, you get this ready, do that. And so everything is ready. She starts the fire. She cooks. She takes half an hour. A wet curry and a dry sabji. And then she offers it to Baba. So there are these two scenarios. Both have cooked the same thing, one in a span of 3 hours, another a span of 30 minutes. It's not a one-man cooking, but it's a few hands there who have helped to cut, clean, wash, pound, and then the center Nivasi just cooks. So these are the two kinds of food. Now, which one can give you nutrition for the body and soul? Which one can give nutrition and increase your yoga power, increase your tolerance, increase your love, increase your patience, increase your power, increase your values. Just imagine the food that is going into the stomach of a Brahmin, a spiritual Brahmin, and that food is power-packed or cooked in a hurry. Both are good. I'm not saying this is good and that's good. It's the attitude that we keep when we do certain actions in the center. So what do we do? One thing, we can be action conscious, 10 things to do. We can be time conscious. We can be energy conscious. We can be soul conscious. We can be God conscious. We can be body conscious. So many things. So what consciousness am I keeping when I am cooking? So all prepare Brahma Bhojan. All foods are offered to Baba. But the nutrition that is there with yoga power is different. So why do I use the word divinity? A soul who is pure, a soul who is aware of this food is for God, and I'm in God's home, and I'm cooking for the Lord and Master. This is for Him. It should be clean. I don't want anyone to interfere in this job that I'm doing. I want to take 100% in charge of my cooking because I can make sure it is full packed with yoga power. One attitude. Another attitude, yes, I've got to do this, I've got to do everything. I'll do it nicely, but I have so many hands around. Let them also help. And so we start to get the help of others. And in that process, we depend on others. We look forward to their help. We sometimes talk. We delegate. And then finally, when it comes to the cooking, we take charge. Both are good. No, not one is good and one is better. But I'm looking at the quality of the food that is served, the quality of the action that is given, the quality of the attitude that is poured into the process. That is divinity. Because Baba has mentioned many times in the Murli, it's mentioned many times. He says you can be doing an ordinary job, just like rolling chapati, just like sweeping the floor. But people looking at you should think that you are a divine being doing a divine action. What is that? How is that? So, this can be used for everything that we do. For example, I read the Murli. I read it once and then I read it in class. That's good. At least I've read it once. But if I read it 2 times or 3 times before I read it to the class, then I can feel the pulse of the Murli, the trend that Baba is leading us to, the kind of awareness that Baba wants us to have, the kind of message that Baba wants to give. So if I have read the Murli a few times, I can relate the Murli or read the Murli as if Baba is talking. Baba is saying, Baba is using my mouth. difference. Instead of, I just read it once and I read the Murli in class. One is a divine reading. One is a service that I'm doing. Difference, a great difference. Because when you read the Murli a few times, the Murli becomes a part of you. And when you read, you love what you read. You accept what you read. You understand what you read. You agree with what you read. And this feeling passes on to the class, divinity. So Baba is teaching us divine acts, not the divine acts of Krishna, stealing butter, stealing clothes. No, divine activities of normal, ordinary BKs. The other thing also which I like to share with you is, how am I reading the Murli? Am I reading it to show Baba's heart, Baba's thoughts, Baba's vision? Or am I reading it to show off that I am a good reader, I am a powerful reader, I'm a clever reader, I am great? But that's not my Murli. It's not from me. It's from Baba. And to think that I am reading it well, that I am doing it well, is also not divine. So what I'm trying to express to you is the feelings, the attitude, the quality that we pour into the acts of the center. There is cooking, there is reading the Murli, there's leading meditation, there is washing, cleaning, sweeping, so many things. But how much divinity is poured into those acts? And that is what makes a difference to the quality of the center. See, when people come, when BKs come, and after Murli, we give them a toli. How do we give? Do we just tak, give? Or we give them a drishti? We give them slowly. Because we want some feeling to go into the act. Some brotherhood, some positivity, some blessing to go into the food. And that is why even giving a small toli becomes a divine act. Again, when we listen to the Murli, we come to class, we listen to the Murli, we don't listen to the Murli straight away. We sit down in meditation, prepare our mind, stop all other thoughts, get ready to absorb what is going to be read, seated in the now. Then we'll listen to the Murli. So there's a space before Murli is read, so that the quality of listening, the quality of absorption, the quality of involvement listening to the Murli is enhanced. And then after the Murli, we just don't get up and run away. We stay for a while, listen to a song, try to capture all the thoughts that Baba has said in the Murli. Try to capture them in the mind. And then say thanks to Baba. Listen to the song and walk out slowly so that there is no drainage of what we just heard. So there is this advice. After Murli, please don't come into conversation. After Murli, please don't talk. After Murli, please try to stay in silence for some time. Why? We want to keep what we hear. And this is a divine act. Listening to the Murli understanding how to listen, understanding how to absorb and keep, and then let it become part of the self, is a divine act. Not I just repeat the points today, 10 points, That's not divine. A divine act is you agree with what Baba has said. When Baba says, in this world, there is no permanent happiness. The happiness is like the droppings of a crow. Do I agree? Do I understand? Do I accept? Do I know? Have I seen it? Am I agreeing with Baba? Or I think there is some happiness which I can get from this person or that possession or that thing or that situation. How much of the Murli becomes mine? Can be 10%, can be 50%, can be 90%, can even be 100%. So divinity in listening, divinity in reading, divinity in cooking, divinity in doing all the 10 things. So what are we doing to ourselves? What we are doing is we are becoming aware of the now. Yogis live in the now, not the past, not the future. We are living in the now, and we are giving our every thought, our every love, our every power to even small things that we do. This is why sometimes Baba says, I don't know whether you think that it's important, but for me, it's very, very important. Baba says, there are some mothers who have not seen me, who have not come to Madhuban, who also cannot come to the center, but they have so much of love and they remember me so much that they remember me more than the center Nivasis. Who are they? How much love they have? How much involved are they in the relationship of God and them? How involved are they through feelings? How much love they have for God. They've not seen him. They've listened to a few murlis and they are madly in love at home. They're not allowed to come to the center, cannot go to Madhuban. They have more remembrance than the center Nivasis. So what is a yogi? A yogi, my definition is the one who's living in the now. Now I am talking. I should be 100% in the now. So when we have this kind of power, we can understand many things that the daddies tell us. For example, Daddy Janki used to tell us those days, don't make cakes for Bhog. If you make a cake for Bhog, she says, no, that's not good. And I used to wonder, why not make a cake for Bhog? You can make a brownie, we can make nice banana cakes. It's very tasty. Why not? Why Daddy Janki doesn't want us to make cakes for Bhog? Because when you make a cake, you put all the ingredients in a container, mix them properly, and then you put them on a tray and put them in the oven. So who is cooking? The oven, not a big cake. So what's the quality of the cake? Tasty, good, yoga power, very little. So she didn't want cakes for Bhog. So I used to think, so what should we do for Bhog? Something that we handle each piece. Like we make bowls, or we make donuts, or we make pastels. or samosas, something that we do each one with our hands and with Baba's remembrance and with love. And we give it as bhog on Thursday. That is much better than a cake. So what I'm trying to tell is your personal involvement, your commitment to what you're doing, and your love for God and the family. Are you doing it? Or is it another job conscious, time conscious, energy conscious? So again, divinity is purity. So a divine person never hurries, because every act has to be filled with divine thoughts, with blessings, with love. Baba says, anybody who comes to your center, let them not go empty-handed. We may not have anything in the center, no toli, no fruit. Somebody comes, but you can give your time, your love, your smile, your advice, your encouragement. Divine, divine. So divinity can be expressed in 1,000 ways. What I feel is centers should become divine. The walls should be divine. The kitchen should be divine. The center nivasis should be divine. Everything should be divine, because that is God's home. That is where we give the message of God. That is where heaven begins. That is where hell is burnt away. That is a fire, the yagya, the sacrificial fire. That is where knowledge is born. That is where through knowledge, yogis are born. That is where yogis become strong. That is where yogis can fight the Iron Age. They have the power, they have the will, they have the courage, they have the strength to fight the old world and kick it away to bring in a heaven. So what is needed? Divinity. Again, another form of divinity is breathing. Every breath I breathe is given to me by God. He's given me this life. He's called Praneshwar. He's also called Yogeshwar, Jnaneshwar, everything. So he's giving me this life. And am I treating it as a holy life? Am I holy, or am I money conscious, BK conscious, rich people? I'm better. I smile at them, I give them gifts. Not so well-to-do BKs, I use them for karma yoga. No, Baba wants all BKs. They're very special. They have a very special role. So am I manipulating them? Am I taking advantage of them? Am I enriching myself in a physical way? Or am I enriching the family with God's grace, with God's love, with God's power? So in bhakti, let's look at a temple. When you go to a temple, any temple in any center, any country, any religion, what do you see? You see beautiful statues, all well decorated, gold, diamonds, beautiful clothes, silk, velvets, crown, throne, canopy, everything is there. And then what else? Food, sweets, coconuts, fruits, flowers, all kinds of dishes are there. And then smells, incense sticks, and then fire, the fire that they do for arti. And then there's water, sprinkling of water. And then there's the ringing of the bells, sound. And then there's this chanting, sound. So what's happening during a prayer? What's happening during a prayer meeting? There are sounds, there are smells, there are sights, there is food, there are bells, smell, everything. So what are we using? The physical senses. So in a way, we become more and more body conscious because we are making our senses so happy with the smells and the fire and the tirtha, the water, and then the food, prasad, eating, physical. How much of the heart feelings have we poured out during that ceremony? How much feelings? So Baba is bringing this change from body conscious acts to soul conscious acts, because soul conscious acts can be induced, can be injected with divinity. You can just be washing pots, or washing clothes, or just sweeping, or mowing the lawn, but it is a divine act. Why? It is Baba's home, it is Baba's garden, they are Baba's things. So I become a divine being doing divine acts. So divinity means to slow down. Slowing down doesn't mean less work. You stretch out the work and then you are fulfilling all the 10 jobs, the 10 chores, but you're not getting tired because as you're doing the work, you're also getting filled with power through the karma that you're doing. You're doing karma, you're acting, you're doing, and you're getting power through what you're doing. And so you are not losing out on time, but you can stretch out the work beautifully and you're not tired. But if you say, I've got 10 things, this one finished, next one, next one, 3 more, like that, you get tired. So if it is filled with God's thoughts, with godly feelings, with divinity, with patience, with love, with awareness, with the power of now, 10 things are done and you're not tired. I wonder how the daddies can fly from one place to another, 12 hours in the plane, and they get down fresh. Because during the flight, they're in the now, they're thinking, they're absorbing God's light, absorbing God's power, they're relaxed, they are filling themselves, always charging. So how will they get down from the plane? Definitely in a fully charged battery like a handphone like. Divinity is more important than actions. Divinity is more important than service. Divinity is more important than a big center. Divinity is more important than the service, the kind of service you do. Because all actions has to be injected with this godly power. Because God is the head of this university. He is our Lord, He is our Master, He is our Father, He is our lover. So how can I say that I am doing it? He is making me do it. That's why He's given the name Karan Karavanhar. Why? I am not doing it. He's making do it. And He's doing it through me. So I'm not the doer. The doer is somewhere else making me do. So how grateful should I be? Any praise that comes my way, my praise? No, His. Any criticism? My criticism? No, I'm doing my best. Let Him take it. So our attitude should be quality attitude. Not, for example, somebody go to some center, they make 10 dishes. Good, they love you, they make 10 dishes. Another center you go to, they have only 2 dishes. Both you enjoy, both are good. But I think the 2 dishes thing can fulfill you more if it is cooked in the right frame of mind. So, quality. We are human beings. We can think. We are not animals. Animals cannot think. We can inject quality into thoughts, into words, into actions, into relationships, into the center, into service, so many things. And that is why we have songs. Songs give you a kick-off, a kick. So you listen to a nice song, you feel so good. You become divine immediately. Such a nice song. Then it gives you that take-off thing. So we have a song. We end with a song. Thank you. What have I listened to for so long in the Murli? So great. You're God. Only you can think like that. No one else can think like this. You're so great, so beautiful, so good. What words can I say to express your goodness? Your Murli says it all. Your Murli is everything. Oh God, how can I praise you? What words can I use? So that feeling, we are not instruments, we are not a knife or a pair of scissors. We are feeling instruments. Sometimes I'm instrument, I'm in charge. Who is in charge? Nobody is in charge. Nobody. What are we in charge of? I sometimes ask myself, am I in charge? Am I in charge? Yes, they listen to me. Yes, they obey me. Yes, they do what I want them to do. Yes, they love me. But am I in charge? No. Who has made me to be in charge? Who has touched them? Who has given them power? Who has given them the love to obey? Not me. And I think so arrogant. Impossible. So the incognito, the unseen one has to be made visible. The unseen one has to appear in front of you. The unseen one has to be seen in you, your face, your eyes, your voice, your love, your concern, your positivity, your attitude, your divinity, your purity. Baba says, your face should show who your father is. Your eyes should show who your father is. Your actions should show to whom you belong to. Your service should bring people to God, not to you. There are Centervasis. There are people who listen, but they listen because you are the Centervasi. Is that good? They listen to you because you're holding a position. Is that good? I would rather they not listen. If they do something, let it be because of the love of God. Let it be because they love God, they're doing it, not because I, the Centervasi, ask them to do. So very small things, but the attitude makes it pure. The attitude injects love. The attitude injects divinity. So it doesn't mean that if you rush, and you can do 1,000 jobs, that you're great. May not be, maybe, I don't know. But what I would like to share with you in today's class is how much of yoga power is put into your very being and the actions you do and the people you come into contact with. So that is what speaks. Imagine somebody was telling me, I try to imagine myself as a soul. I find it difficult. I've read so many ways of thinking of myself as a soul, very difficult. Then I looked into Didi Manmohini's eyes, just one glance, her eyes, and I got soul conscious. Just one glance that took me across. One glance, one drishti. Imagine the power of the eyes, the power of the thoughts, the power of the feelings, the power of the actions and the voice that's thrown from the inner depths of the soul. How much it contains. They're not words. They are carved in gold. So, as BKs, as Centervasis, as people who want to go to a divine world where there are divine beings, it's right here and now. Here and now, we have to inject divinity into ourselves. I don't care how many friends I have, and I don't care how many enemies I have. I care that I love Baba, and I just do what he wills. Because in that one care, everything is included. Because we say, Baba is my world. What is Baba? How is Baba my world? When I love one Baba, the world will love me. I don't have to look for friends. I don't have to look for support. Who can support me without God's support? Just imagine. So I don't have to go seeking popularity, seeking friends, seeking myself to be heard. No, I just stay put because God is my world. He's my world. When I have God, I have everything. I can become Lakshmi Narayan. So divinity, the soul becomes divine by using the body. Because we have used the senses in bhakti for so long, so long. Now we use the inner senses, feelings, attitude, sensations, thoughts, and how we see things through God's eyes, how we say things through God's mouth, how we bring the unseen to be seen, and how we disappear and he appears. Such a beautiful journey, the inward journey, the upward journey. And yet we are so busy running here and there. And I really laugh at myself. What's happening around me? Everybody is busy. Everybody is holy. Everybody is great. Everybody is good. But nothing is happening. There's no change of attitude. There's no change of perspective. There's no change of vision. There's no change of voice. No change of opinion. The same opinion you hold for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. I'm in a male body, or I'm a Hindu. Same opinion. We cling on to them and we lock ourselves into those thoughts. Whereas Baba wants us to become divine beings. So open up all your locks. We are just souls. Today Baba said, even brothers are brides. Sisters are brides, brothers are brides. I am the only bridegroom. So open up. Don't lock yourself into I'm a Hindu, I'm a girl, I'm a Balinese, I'm an Indonesian, I'm a Muslim. locking ourselves. My center, my house, my BK, my service, we're locking ourselves. We are not freeing. So divinity is freedom, divinity is purity, and according to our divinity, our idols in the next yuga, the golden age, they will have that status, and in the copper age, they will be given so much of love through prayers. You know how much they shower love on gods in the temples, in the statues. You must see to believe. See to believe. Early morning, before 5, they ring the bell and say, "Oh, sweet deity, it's time to get up. The sun is going to come up. Please open your beautiful eyes. Please wake up. The dawn is here. The birds are chirping. Get up, my lovely one. Get up." So they're waking up the soul. It's a statue, but they are saying it with the love, with the mantras, the songs, and the bells. And after that, they say, "Yeah, take this shower of so many things, milk, yogurt, yeah, and other honey, showering with all those, so much of milk and honey and yogurt, not just water. The amount of money they spend to show that love for the God. And then they start cleaning it. And when they clean it and when they're showering it, they sing songs. You're so good. Your hands are like lotus. Your eyes are like lotus. Your feet are like lotus. You are so beautiful. You're so great. Please grant us a vision. We love you. And they're singing and praising. And then they start decorating it with silk and flowers and gold and garlands and music and songs and prayer and water and fire and food, everything. Why? Breakfast, and then rest, sit on the swing, and then lunch, take this, and then rest, and then some sweets in the afternoon, and then night, something to eat, fruits to eat, songs to sing, dances to dance, and then sleep, my dear one, go to sleep, have a nice sleep. May you rest in your sleep. May you have a nice sleep. Tomorrow morning we'll meet, my sweet one. Good night. So much of love they pour for the deities. Can you imagine? So who are they? Somebody among us. Somebody among us who has so much of love for God that we cook for him, we eat for him, we live for him, we talk for him, we smile for him, we do everything for him. Somebody. And that memory is alive in the Copper Age, 2,500 years to come. It's a memory. So imagine, divinity is holy. Divinity is purity. Divinity is quality. Divinity is God-like. I don't care how much work you do and how tired you are, but how divine are you? That's what matters. So your purity, your divinity makes your stage, makes your status, makes your future, and makes you worthy of worship form. Why? When I make God my love, God makes me his world. The whole world praises the deities. Why? I made God my world, and God makes me the world of the people. So, divinity, slow, steady, in the now, full of yoga power, full of love, full of blessings. Share. Share. This is what Raja Yoga is. Okay? Thank you.